Three players looking set to leave Manchester United in the coming weeks, with Martial, Sancho, Hannibal Mejbri's exit close, with Sancho effectively a done deal, and that will free up room for Manchester United to make some new signings, and Ten Hag did not rule out new signings. Have Manchester United faced a bit of a blow for one of their signings in Amadou Onana, who's linked to Arsenal? What is the latest on that info? Massive boost in Martinez, Mount, Casemiro, Maguire, and many players coming back, among more transfer takeover news and more. So please do hit that like button if you have not already, and of course subscribe down below if you're new. So let's talk about the first bit of info that came out on Martial from Turkey, and then we're going to get into what English media has said. But it was said today Fenerbahce are trying to hold a meeting with Anthony Martial this week. If Martial agrees to join them, Fenerbahce and Manchester United will close the deal easily due to their good relationship. Martial's in talks with Fenerbahce, and Fenerbahce and Manchester United are in negotiations about Martial. The Turkish side have asked United to extend his contract by 1 year and loan into them for 6 months. I mean, that's crazy. First of all, we know that Man United and Fenerbahce have had talks over Martial. Martial's had talks with Fenerbahce. It's been widely reported. Good relationship with Fenerbahce. There's something going on there. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but there's something going on. But this bit at the bottom, the Turkish side have asked United to extend his contract by 1 year and loan into them for 6 months. Now, I know Man United are stupid. I know Manchester United are the kings of making silly decisions in the transfer window. But I don't think we'd be that stupid to basically give Martial on 250k a week a 1 year extension so we can loan into Fenerbahce for 6 months, even though he's going to leave the club for free in the summer and he's not in Ten Hag's plans. That would mean we just have Martial on our hands for another year, paying 250 grand a week after his 1 year loan. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that will happen. I think Fenerbahce thinking, well, United are the biggest idiots in the transfer market. They want Martial off their hands. Why don't we see if we can pull this with United? Ha 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 ha. I bet if it was a Man City player, an Arsenal player, they would even ask that, because United are the type of people to do that. But if Ineos came in and that was the first thing they did, to give Martial one year new contract, then send him out on loan, oh my days. It's not like Martial was 20. No. Martial's way past his best. He's injury prone. He's got to go. If we are extending his contract, false. I don't think that will happen though. Now going into what English reports and sources have said on Martial. TalkSport came out and said many things. They said Manchester United are desperately looking to sell Martial this month in the hope of getting some money for him. Fenerbahce are an option for Martial, while Saudi clubs are also keen, but the player isn't interested in moving to Saudi Arabia. It said Anthony Martial has been told he can leave United this month. However, Martial knows he will not be able to demand a 250k a week salary he earns at United once he becomes a free agent, so could well opt to sit in the final few months of his deal to basically cash in. And the uncertainty over Martial's future is the reason that United did not follow up their initial approach for Timo Werner. So diving into this info here, it looks like essentially Anthony Martial not interested in moving to Saudi Arabia, he'd rather go to Turkey. I guess Turkish league is bigger and you still get decent money in Turkey, and that seems to be Anthony Martial's preference. So a move to Fenerbahce could be likely with United's good relationship with Fenerbahce, but he's on 250k a week. Martial ideally wants to go on loan to Fenerbahce so we can, for the last 6 months of his contract, see out that 250k a week rather than take a wage cut now. I mean, just go to Fenerbahce. Just go on a permanent. Martial wants a loan. I think what it is Martial wants to go to Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce want Martial, but Martial's thinking, well, I could cash in because obviously my next contract's going to be nothing like that, and trying to see if he can get a loan move with 6 months left on his contract. And this whole, but maybe United can extend his contract by a year, nonsense. It also, one positive to come out of this means that we did not get Timo Werner because of uncertainty ahead of Martial's future. And I think sort of the situation at Manchester United is we will not make a move for anyone until we've got the Sancho Martial deal sorted out. We want to make moves for people, but we've got to sort that out first. Now, talking of the Sancho deal, the latest is this. Borussia Dortmund and Manchester United have reached an agreement for a 6-month loan of Jadon Sancho. And this is said by Berger PJ, very good source of information when it comes to German news. He's saying there's an agreement. We know that the deal is essentially done. There's just installments in sort of how much Dortmund are going to pay up front, the wage structure, and Manchester United naturally slow at doing deals, but we know that still will be done in the coming days. Reportedly, Sancho's actually got a plane ready again now. He originally had a plane ready, it's stopped. Apparently he's got a plane ready again now. It was said that Manchester United will pay 100k a week towards Sancho's wages while he's on loan, which I think is about 28% of his salary, which isn't too bad. Dortmund are going to do the other 250k a week. There we go. Borussia Dortmund are hopeful that Jadon Sancho will arrive in Germany tomorrow ahead of his proposed loan move from Manchester United. Only the final stages of paperwork is to be signed for the straight loan. The deal is worth a minimum of 3.5 million, with United potentially receiving bonus payments based on performance. So, Look, I mean, as loan deals go, we could have maybe got 7 million for him, and we could have maybe got Dortmund to pay all the wages. But Dortmund aren't Chelsea. Look how much Atletico got for João Felix on loan. But you know what? It's just we just need to get the deal done. We just need to get the deal sorted. I hope he smashes it on loan at Dortmund. I hope he's absolutely brilliant. I hope they get a bit extra money for him, and it'll be easy to sell in the summer because he smashed it on loan in Dortmund. But I think his United career is over. If you refuse to play for the club that long, for me, your career is over. And now that Donny's left, Sancho I expect to leave and Martial will possibly leave. I can't see any big names needing United because one, most of the squad is injured that we would sell. And two, I don't think United are really looking to do much business this January. They're waiting to get sort of Ineos, Dan Ashworth, Paul Mitchell, whoever they want to get in place before they do deals in the summer window. It's more about the structure now. If Man United do get rid of people in the January window, it's set to be young players like Mejbri, Pillistri, maybe Alvaro Fernandez, Joe Hugo, Ledant Gore to go out on loan. Mejbri loan would be ideal, and it said that Everton and Sevilla are close to agreeing loan deals with United for Hannibal Mejbri. Once both deals are agreed, it'll be down to Hannibal to choose where he wants to go. Personally, I know there's a lot of competition at Everton, but I think Everton's a better club for him to go to. Sevilla having a lot more problems than Everton this season, and I think that Premier League experience will be good for him, and I think Dyche will be a good manager for Mejbri. So personally, myself, I'd rather him go to Everton, but we'll have to wait and see. I do apologise if the quality's dropped this video. I keep trying to record this video and for some reason it keeps lagging out. So I'm hoping and fingers crossed this video just comes out all okay for you guys. Continuing on, we do know that Manchester United, if they do let Martial, Sancho and many players go, they will do attacking reinforcement. I think reinforcement elsewhere will be done in the summer window. And one of the players we've been massively linked to in the summer window was Amadou Onana, who's now recently been linked to Arsenal. There's reports coming out that Arsenal are in talks with his agent to get a deal done in January. And this is very early reports coming out that's not been confirmed by super reliable people. And Romano did say that he's aware of these big claims about these talks intensifying, but he said, as far as he's aware, that is not happening. His understanding is that while Arsenal like Onana, he hasn't had any information on talks going on. He said, let's see what happens as well with Amadou Onana to Arsenal. So Amadou Onana could go to Arsenal, but Romano is kind of saying that the media is exaggerating this. I think Arsenal, with their drop-off, wanting to stay in a title race, they do need sort of an Onana-type player. They also need a striker. The striker market in January isn't very good, so I wouldn't be shocked if they went for an Amadou Onana. Arsenal actually have started taking the January window seriously, unlike United that need to take notes. We write off the January window, but Spurs, Arsenal, Liverpool and Man City in the past have done some good deals in the January window, whereas United seem to act like it's a nothing window. And hopefully Arsenal don't get Amadou Onana. I think he'd be very good in midfield with Rice. Hopefully he's someone that's available in the summer. I know he's been hot and cold for Everton this season, but I do think in terms of a long-term partner to Kobbie Mainoo, he's got the attributes needed to go next to Kobbie Mainoo, and I understand why United are targeting him. Continuing on though, what was said on United signings? We know once Sancho goes and if Martial goes, United will go in for an attacking signing, someone on loan, and Ten Hag refused to rule out Man United making loan signings in January. He said, we consider everything, what is best interest of the players and also the best interest for our team, for Manchester United. So we'll see how we progress during the window. But Ten Hag basically was asked about new signings, and it's pretty much saying, in terms of loan signings, we're not ruling anything out. We'll have to see how things go in the window. I think the aim is to bring in another attacker on loan. I think it's always been said that either an experienced striker to help Højlund or a versatile attacker that can play across the front three. It's United's plan on loan. We have been linked to Rafa of Benfica. We've been linked to Girassi, and we've been linked to Donyell Marlin. I think once the Sancho deal goes through, there will be more leaks, more leaks and information coming out on who United want to bring in. I also think, and maybe it could depend on Martial. I think surely if Sancho goes, we've got to bring someone in on loan. But United might say, oh, only if Sancho and Martial go, we'll do something, because United will like to find any excuse not to do anything. The market's poor. There's no one I really particularly want out there on the market, but I do think we need some kind of reinforcement in, and I'm glad it's not Werner, but the other options aren't particularly good. Now, wrapping up the video, what is the latest on the injury front? It said that United are planning for Martinez, Maguire, Casemiro and Mount to return for the FA Cup fourth round against Newcastle, which would be brilliant. That's four key players who will likely get lots of minutes if they just stayed fit this season and been in Ten Hag's plans. But it has actually been said that Martinez is eyeing a return for the Spurs game, which would be brilliant, but I don't want to rush him in. We rushed him back last time and we didn't see that he got another injury, then he was out for longer. We rushed Martinez and Casemiro back from their last injuries and it took them out for longer. We've rushed Luke Shaw back, it's taken him out for longer, so we've got to be careful not to rush them back and manage their minutes well. But it was said on the other players returning from injury that Ten Hag thinks that some will be back at the weekend, potentially Eriksen, Shaw, Maguire, and maybe Mason Mount, but he might take a little bit longer. So few players potentially coming back within the next week or so, which is massive because we've got one game a week. We'll have most of our squad back, hopefully less injuries, less fatigue, and maybe we can get a run and a little bit of spell of form going end of the season. So at least, even though the season's kind of been written off, if we can end this season well, at least it gives us a bit of hope going into the summer window with Ineos coming in, probably putting the right structure in place, and we're seeing something to build off. Hopefully, come the end of the season, we'll have that bit of hope for next season. But you never know, it's United. Please do hit that like button, of course, subscribe down below if you're new. Sorry if the quality of this video is bad. Thank you for watching. Bye.